got my cocoa this time. It's time for the best fucking season of the year! I've got my presents ready, I got my tree up, I got my fucking cocoa. Let's enjoy the fucking holidays! Now, almost everyone I know has some kind of holiday special from their childhood that has always stuck with them. Some are timeless classics that'll never die, and some are just products of their time, but we can't help but get a huge Christmas boner every time they're on. I even have a certain set of them I require myself to watch every year. And you know what? I want to share them with you guys. So these are my top 5 animated Christmas specials. Arnold's Christmas. Hey Arnold was one of the better shows on Nickelodeon when it came to making you feel things. With powerful episodes like Aunt Mitzi and the Pigeon Man, you know that they knew how to make you feel what it means to be human. Well, what happens when you take writers that know how to make you feel human and make them write a Christmas episode? You get one of the most heart-wrenching Christmas specials ever created. It's Christmas time at Arnold's house, and they do Secret Santa every year. And this year, Arnold gets Mr. Wynn. After Arnold asks him what he wants for Christmas, we find out that all he wants is to find his daughter. You might ask, how did he lose her? Well, the answer is simple. Vietnam! Yeah, I'm not joking. Fucking Vietnam! So the race is on to find Mr. Wynn's daughter before Christmas Day. On the other side of the episode, Helga goes through her own story. Yeah, it's your basic meaning of Christmas, it's better to receive kind of deals, but it's done in such a way that you don't really see it as the cliche it's become. You can really feel the pain that some of these characters are going through, and you can really identify with some of the conflict. There's a part where Helga can give up one of her presents to make someone else's Christmas great, and instead of just having her rush off and give it to him without a second thought, she actually sits and talks to herself about it. She brings up the fact that this particular present would make her super popular at school, but on the other hand, she could make someone else's Christmas special and give up that chance of popularity. It really shows that even though it's better to give than receive, sometimes it's not easy for us to give up things, which makes it all the more special when you actually do give up something you want for somebody else. If you really want to shed some tears this year, I definitely recommend you put this on your screen, and bring tissues. A Rugrats Hanukkah. Now, I grew up on the edge of the Bible Belt, so I didn't really get much exposure to many religions. My family wasn't religious, but my family did celebrate Christmas. There's actually a story there, but I won't get into it. So with Christmas being everywhere, I was fascinated with this unknown holiday called Hanukkah. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean Hanukkah. So the Pickles are going with Dee Dee's parents to synagogue for a play about the meaning of Hanukkah. The episode itself doesn't have much plot to it, it's more about educating younger audiences about the history and traditions of Hanukkah. They cover the Maccabees, the miracle of Hanukkah, and those interesting potato pancakes that Angelica doesn't like, but I really want to try. Like, that sounds really good. Like, no joke. Unfortunately, Hanukkah specials are in short supply in mainstream media, and the best thing we have right now is... So if you're like me and you want a little more variety in your holiday viewing, or if you're Jewish and want something better than Adam Sandler acting like an asshole, go watch you some Rugrats. Road to the North Pole. As some of you may know, I despise this show. I really do. Shitty characters, shitty jokes, and just all around shittiness. Now, having said that, every now and again, Family Guy manages to make something not only entertaining, but with decent social commentary. And that's what we got with this episode. After Stewie gets pissed off at a mall Santa, he and Brian go on an adventure to the North Pole to see the real Santa, so Stewie can kill him. This episode runs with the idea that we have over-commercialized Christmas to the point that if Santa did exist, he'd be on his deathbed. When they do get to the North Pole, instead of the magical place we all imagine it to be, it's more like if the North Pole is created by Stephen King during his fights with alcohol. On the happy side, though, it's a musical. And say what you want about Seth MacFarlane, I always do, the dude can write songs. Now, if you feel I'm being a little too nice to Family Guy, don't worry. February is right around the corner. Ed Netty's Jingle Jingle Jangle. Ed Netty is by far my favorite show from the cartoon lineup. I love the weird characters, that weird animation style where all their outlines keep moving even though they're standing still, and how lovably stupid Ed can be just on a regular basis. Now, early on, the closest thing we had for a Christmas special was an episode about Christmas in July. It was good, but it lacked holiday substance. Now, around the 4th season, they started to make actual holiday specials for Valentine's, Halloween, and of course, Christmas. Eddie finds his parents' presents stash and is pissed off to find that most of his presents are clothes. After brooding, he decides that he wants to put himself up for adoption so he can steal someone else's presents. He goes from house to house trying to warm up to others while Ed and Double D try to show Eddie the true meaning of Christmas. What's great about this episode is the many references to real-life holiday traditions, and these aren't limited to just Christmas. Johnny's family brings winter inside, literally, to thank Mother Nature, tying in old pagan traditions. Raul's holiday touches based on the ideas of Krampus. And best of all, the Kanka sisters become the 3 wise men, following a star to an unknown destiny. But no Hanukkah, which is a little disappointing, but Rugrats still exists, so I'll give it a pass. Yes, I know it's a cliche, but damn it, it's a classic. For those of you that have been lost in a black hole for the past 70 years, let me sum up the basics of this special. There's a little town of Who's that really love Christmas, but on a nearby mountain there's a green guy that hates the season because it's too noisy. So he decides he's going to steal all the Christmas stuff in the town, just to make them sad and not want to celebrate anymore. There are so many things that work in favor of this special. Chuck Jones from Looney Tunes fame doing the animation, the story being written by one of the greatest children's writers of all time, Boris fucking Karloff doing the voice work, with the exception of a couple lines from Cindy Lou, and one of the catchiest holiday songs ever made. I don't even have to play it to know that most of you people are thinking about it right now. This was one of the first Christmas specials I remember watching as a kid, and I urge all of you out there with kids to show it to them. Now, my original plan was just to make one video for the holidays. I got a lot going on with the holidays. I started school with my girlfriend, changes in living situations, as you can see. And I just wanted to make a little one-off video, you know, spread some cheer around the holiday season. Nothing bad. That was until I did my research for this episode, and I came upon a Christmas special from my childhood that I had buried deep in the recesses of my mind. And I wish it had stayed there.